Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. In this lecture we are going to discuss the properties of definite integral and how the questions of the definite integral can be done without actual integration, rather than we'll be using properties and directly applying it. Okay, kind of very important topic to generate very short quick questions, 1 markers. Okay, MCQs. Let's see. We have already done the basic definite integral. We know how to solve upper limit, lower limit. Okay. Let's see. Now the question, the first property as such is saying that integration a to b. Okay, I'll increase the size. So integration a to b fx dx is same as integration a to b ft dt. What is the meaning of this? It's like this. Suppose you have integration of sine x 0 to pi by 2, okay, and dx. This will give you some value. It will be 1, I think. Yeah, 1. Okay. Now whether you do this with sine x or you do with sine t, means the name of the variable as such is not of the importance. Whether you call it as t, whether you call it as x, there's no problem in this, as long as the limit is same, 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, both will give you same results. Okay, that's the meaning of this. I'll put the examples in front so that you can relate. So both means same thing, means function should be same, limit should be same. The name of the variable can be t or x, doesn't matter. Now when we solve this integration, what do we get? We get an answer. And how do we get that answer? We solve it upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, right now if you look at the second property, limit is b to a. Okay, what if I want to change the limit? So means I want to interchange the limit. So this is now a to b. Okay, if I want to change the limit, I have to put additional negative sign. That is the overall meaning of second property. Okay, means same question. I'll say, let's say 0 to pi by 2. Okay, same example is sine x is 1. Then I ask you, what is integration pi by 2 to 0? Okay, of sine x. You'll say if this is 1, so this is minus 1. Okay. Then next property. The next property says that integration a to b fx dx is integration a to c fx dx, integration c to b fx dx. Usually this kind of property will be dealt in mod questions. Okay. Whenever you see a mod question, this property will be used. The idea is to first of all go through the basic meaning of this. What is the meaning of integration fx dx a to b? What did we understand? Like some function we have to integrate from a to b, means we have to get the area. That is the meaning. Suppose you take a point c in between. So what you do, you find first of all the area of a to c, that means this integration. Then you find integration c to b, that means this area. Okay, so basically we are dividing a complete area in 2 parts. That's the meaning of this property. Okay, rest application point we'll see when the mod questions will come. Okay, next, the king rule. As such, it's not called king rule. I'm saying it's a king rule. Reason, majority of questions are done using this property. Okay, if you cannot find anything, just try this property. Usually something will happen out of this. Okay, the property says that integration a to b fx dx is same as integration a to b f of a plus b minus x. Means what we have done, we have replaced x with a plus b minus x. Means if you change the function of x to function of a plus b minus x, means replace the value. What I'll suggest is you learn it like this, that replace the value of x with a plus b minus x, and the integration remains the same, and we'll see the application part of it. Okay, that's the fourth rule. Fifth and sixth, two kind of very easy rules and very important also. These are again very important. Now the identification is also very important when which property is applied. First three are pretty much general. Okay, fourth one is king rule. If you cannot find anything, that will work. Fifth is, first of all, the identification starts with minus a to a. Minus a to a means minus 2 to 2, minus 5 to 5, something like this. Then you try to look for this property, and what do you have to check? You have to check for even and odd functions. Now what are even and odd functions? Even functions are those functions in which f of minus x is same as f of x. That's the definition of even function. What are odd functions? Odd functions are those functions in which f of minus x is minus f of x. Okay, so you have to check whether the function is even or not, odd or not. If the function is odd, you can directly say this is 0. If it is a odd function, fx is odd. Okay, if your function is odd, you can say the integration is 0. If the function is even, what you can do, there is a misprint in this, so that means there is a misprint in the sheet also. This will be 0 to a. Okay, what you can do is 2 times integration 0 to a. Instead of doing minus a to a, you do it 2 times 0 to a. Okay, for even. Okay, let me change in the integration formula sheet also. This is same thing, I've copied it from there only. This is 0 to a, so make a correction if you have already taken it as a print, so make the correction. Okay, 0 to a is. All right. So for odd, it's a good thing, 0, and kind of a lot of questions are based on this idea, because the answer, you don't have to integrate anything as long as the function inside it is odd. The integration answer is 0. Okay, the identification of last property comes around with 0 to 2a. Okay, means whatever the limit is, that is 2 into something. I can write that as 2 into something. Now if your 2a minus x, okay, now what we have done, see what is this 2a minus x? We have added the limit and then we have subtracted it from x. If that results in the same function, means what is going to happen? If you apply king rule, after king rule, we get same function fx. If that happens, that means this property is applicable. And what do? Again, you can do is 2 times integration 0 to a fx dx, means you can do the half of the limit. Okay, limit was 0 to 2a, you did 0 to a. Okay, if 2a minus x, after king rule, we get negative of f of x, means same function but with additional negative sign, you can directly say the answer is 0. Okay, specifically this 0 answers cases are very popular in MCQs or 1 marker questions. Rest are sort of conventional questions, you will have to solve a bit, but these questions are absolutely direct approach questions. Okay, okay, all right. Now let's look at some questions, because just by looking at these properties you might not be able to understand what is happening. So let me get few questions. Let's start with simple ones. All right, let's start with the first question. Integration 0 to pi by 2 cos square x. Let's call this as our I. I is 0 to pi by 2 cos square x. Okay, I know you can integrate cos square, that's not a problem. 1 plus cos of double angle divided by 2, yes you can do, you of course can do, I'm not saying. Let's apply the property. I cannot see anything from minus a to a, even odd cannot be applied. Maybe I can force 0 to 2a property, but point is we have to do king rule first. So let's apply king rule. What is the king rule says? This is a, this is b, na? So replace x with a plus b minus x, means pi by 2 minus x. So the integration should still remain the same. So I is still 0 to pi by 2 cos square pi by 2 minus x. This is king rule basically. Okay, king rule, that we can replace x with a plus b minus x. Let's see. So this becomes 0 to pi by 2. What is cos pi by 2 minus x? Sine square x. Okay, mark this original question dx, okay, as first. Mark this new generated expression dx as second. If we add 1 and 2, what do we get? 2i as 0 to pi by 2. This is, the limit is same, so we can add the functions directly, cos square plus sine square. And that's a good thing. Why? Why it is a good thing? Because it's 1. And integration of 1, I think that's pretty simple. 2i is equal to integration of 1 is x, limit is 0 to pi by 2. So I is pi by 2, 1 by 2 of, take this 2 on the other side, 1 by 2 of pi by 2 minus 0, that's pi by 4. Okay, that's the answer of this question. All right, let's look at next question. Zero to pi by 2. Okay, kind of weird looking expression, root sine x plus cos x, root cos x. You might think because of the square root we can rationalize and everything. Yes, if we were doing let's say indefinite integral, I would have thought about that, but right now I'll think from property point of view. Okay, so definite integral is mostly about properties, never about truly the real integration. Okay, let's see the property. 0 to pi by 2, nothing can be done. Let's apply king rule first. If we cannot find anything, any pattern, just apply king rule. So replacing x with, again, pi by 2 minus x. Limits are a and b, na? So add them, pi by 2 minus x. So this is originally I, so another I gets generated. Root sine pi by 2 minus x, that is cos x. Sine pi by 2 minus x, again root cos x. Cos pi by 2 minus x, root sine x. Okay, this is the new expression generated, second. This is the original one, first. Add 1 and 2. What do we get? I will get with I, addition with I, so 2i, integration 0 to pi by 2. Both the denominators are same, so all you have to do is add the numerator. So root sine x plus root cos x upon root, again denominator is also the same, root sine x plus root cos x dx. As the numerator and denominators are same, they cancel. So 2i is integration 0 to pi by 2, 1 dx. So same thing, 2i is equal to x 0 to pi by 2. So I is again pi by 4. Interestingly, pi by 4 is a lot of answer, is an answer for a lot of questions as such. We will see. Okay. All right. Next question is also like this. If you look at the second question, let's put it up with third one. No? Let's put them front. What do you see? Still the format is same, sine by sine plus cos, sine by sine plus cos. Only there is root, only there is 3 by 2. That's the only difference. Limit is same, everything is same. So same thing pretty much was going to happen, and I can still say that the answer of this question will also be pi by 4. Exactly same thing is going to happen. Just apply king rule. Let's see. King rule. Okay. Replace x with again pi by 2 minus x. Okay. we'll say 0 to pi by 2. Sine will become cos x, because sine pi by 2 minus x again. Power remains 3 by 2. I upon sine will become cos x raised to power 3 by 2. Cos will become sine x raised to power 3 by 2 dx. Again, this is also I. Call this as your first, call this as your second. Same, adding 1 and 2. You get the idea now. 2i is equal to, again you get generated as numerator denominator will exactly same, 0 to pi by 2. Okay. And so they cancel each other. So this becomes 2i is equal to pi by 2. I is pi by 4. I've done directly, you can take steps. But the idea is exactly the same. The terms will be same, rest. So what conclusion I can draw from these two questions? The conclusion I can draw, if the question is 0 to pi by 2, a function of sin x is written, same function of sin x plus cos x is written in the denominator. Okay. Dx. The answer of this will always be pi by 4. And interestingly, I'll tell you few other formats for MCQ and short form, or some short notes. This expression has the answer. Even if see, sine and cos, they are interchangeable about pi, na? Pi by 2. What else is interchangeable about pi by 2? Tan and cot. So same thing will happen. Suppose for tan x upon same function of tan x plus same function of cot x. What is the meaning of function? If square root tan x is present in the numerator, so root tan x, root cot x. If power 3 by 2 is present, so same power 3 by 2, 3 by 2. If cube is present, so cube, 0 to pi by 2. And the same thing works with your sec and cosec also. Integration 0 to pi by 2 f of, let's say, sec x or cosec x. You can take any one, okay, upon f same function of sec x plus same function of cosec x dx. All the integration will result in one single answer, that's pi by 4, as long as it is 0 to pi by 2. Remember that. This is just for your MCQs. Okay. If you want to guess the answer, pi by 4 is a good choice. Okay. And now I'm not going to do the next question. You can literally understand and directly say the answer. What do you see? Cos x, sin x power 5, cos x power 5. Okay. So same thing, pretty much it's like this. Okay. I'll have to put another one. Whether this is, again, this is whether sin x or cos x, the format remains the same. Okay. So it's not like if cos x is here, then the format will not work. Still the same thing. So power 5 is there, power 5 is there, power 5 is there, cos, sin, cos. Same thing will happen. The answer without solving is pi by 4. No need to solve. Okay. If you want, I can write another form. The same thing can happen, or integration 0 to pi by 2. Instead of sine in the numerator, you can have cos also in the numerator. Still same thing, just that. 0 to pi by 2. Instead of tan in the numerator, you can have cot also in the numerator. Tan x plus f of cot x. Okay. 0 to pi by 2. Cosec x can also be there. Function of cosec x upon same function of cosec and sec. all these integrations, the answer is pi by 4. Okay. This answer is pi by 4. Let me see if I can get few other questions like this. No, I think that was the last one. But anyhow, you get the idea now. Okay. All right. Look at this question. This time it's root x upon root x root a minus x. Again, rationalization can be an option. Let's use the property, let's use the king rule because I cannot see any pattern here. So king rule, replace x with 0 plus a minus x, so basically a minus x. Okay, this is our I, so another new I gets generated, I as square root of x with a minus x, denominator also a minus x, plus square root of a minus x. So this is nothing but a minus x dx integration 0 to a dx root a minus x, and if we solve this, what do we get? A minus a becomes 0, minus minus plus x plus root x. You are getting again same denominator. This is 1, this is your 2. Add them, adding 1 and 2. Okay, so you get 2i generated. The limit is same, 0 to pi by 2. Denominator is also same, root x plus root a minus x. Numerator of first is root x, second is root a minus x. Again same thing is going to happen. Cancel. You know what is going to be the answer. 2i is equal to 0 to pi by 2 1 dx. That is x 0 to pi by 2 2i. 2i is pi by 2. I is pi by 4. Okay, that's the answer. All right, this is done. Let's look at another question. Let's take something with the odd even also. Look at this question. Now first of all, if I start with the question, reading of this question, I see minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So this is kind of like limit integration minus a to a and some function. The moment I see this, I have to check whether the function is odd or even, because if the function is odd, the answer is without any solving is 0. Okay. So this is our function. F of x is sine power 7x. So calculate your f of minus x, means replace x with minus x. So sine minus x power 7. So that is basically, what is this meaning of power 7? Means the complete raised power 7. What is negative of sine x? Sorry, sine of minus x is negative, comes out sine x. And the point is power is odd. Because of that odd power, negative will remain here. So minus 7 minus sine 7 as the power x. So this is minus fx. Now f of minus x is minus fx. That's what kind of function? So we can say this is odd function. And for odd function, what is going to be the answer without solving? We can say answer is 0. Why? Because this is 0 if f of x is equal to if f of minus x is equal to minus fx. Basically odd function, so you just identify odd even. Odd even. Let's check another question. Now you can check for this question also. Again, same thing is there. You have negative -1 to 1 integration -a to a. That means go for checking whether the function is odd or even, and then proceed with this. So you can literally take this as your f of x, then check whether f of minus x is coming f of x or not. That's a standard way. I'm not going to discuss that again. The direct method that I want to teach here is some basic information. You should know sin x is odd function, cos x is even function. You can check, because sine of minus x is negative comes out. If negative comes out, that's odd function. If negative doesn't comes out, okay, that's even function. Odd will be represented by a negative sign. This is for just for our understanding. Even will be represented by a positive sign. Now if I ask you what is odd function multiplied by odd function, you'll say negative multiplied by negative. Try to think, what is that? Positive. Okay, try to think, negative multiplied by negative, positive, that's even function. What is even multiplied by even? So suppose an even function is being multiplied by even function. So what is that? So try to think, positive multiplied by positive is positive, even. Okay, another result, odd multiplied by even. So negative multiplied by positive, that's negative, so odd. Okay, if a odd and even function are multiplied, result is odd. Okay, these are the three standard results. What else? Suppose you have an odd function raised to power odd number. Remember that I'm not saying the power is an odd function, power is an odd number. Okay, so try to think, what is the result of -1 raised to power odd? Negative or positive? Negative. That means okay, -1 raised to power odd number, that's negative, so negative means odd. Okay, what is odd raised to power odd number? So odd number we have done now. So odd function raised to power even number. Odd is negative, -1 raised to power even number. Negative raised to power even number is positive, that means even. Okay. Lastly, even number is represented by positive, so even raised to power any number. Positive raised to power anything is positive, so even. So even can be raised any power, it will remains even. It's just that odd function, if the power is odd, it will become odd. If the power is even, it will remain even. Now why is this is so much helpful? Because this time we are going to use that. Sin x is odd, power 5, so odd raised to power 5, so basically negative raised to power 5 will be negative, so the result is odd. Another multiplication is cos. Cos is even raised to power 4. Even raised to power 4 means positive raised to power anything is positive. So even and odd, if they are multiplied, the result is odd. That means without even checking whether f of minus x was same as your minus f of x or plus f of x, we have directly concluded whether the function is odd or even. So try to think like this. It makes the question very simple. I'll repeat again. Sin x was odd, negative. Odd raised to power 5 means negative raised to power 5. Try to think. Negative will come out. That means odd. Negative is odd now. And cos is even. Even raised to power, so any number is always even. So odd into even is, that we have discussed here. Odd into even is odd. So this is an odd function. For odd function, the answer is 0. And you don't have to solve anything. Literally, you can do this in your mind without writing anything on the paper. You can tick the answer for this question, as long as you have this fundamental ideas. Okay. Positive raised to power, sorry, so positive raised to power any number is positive. Okay. Once again, minus 1 raised to power odd number is negative, so odd. Done. All right. Okay, we're done with this odd even. I think not all the questions will be regarding this. Let's take this question. This is okay. Okay. Pi by 3 to pi by 6 dx by root 1 plus tan x. Limit is not minus a to a, so or not odd even question. So I cannot see anything. So if I see anything, I'll go for king rule. So limit x will be replaced by pi by 3 plus pi by 6 is pi by 2 minus x. Now something is possible. Let's see. This is I. So another I generated, pi by 6 to pi by 3 dx by 1 plus that will be root tan x tan 90 minus x tan pi by 2 minus x is cot x. This time the denominators are not same, so I cannot add them directly. Let's manipulate this. Cot is 1 by tan. Let's manipulate. So pi by 6 pi by 3 dx. If I write 1 by tan x, basically 1 by root tan x, and take LCM, it will be root tan x plus 1, and then root tan x will be in the denominator, which I can shift it in the numerator. Now at least the these two expressions, 2 and let's call this as 1, they are matching. Now add 1 and 2. Okay. What I have done here is written cot x as 1 by root tan x and then taken the LCM. So add them. 2i is equal to, denominators are same, 1 plus root tan x. Okay. And numerator becomes nothing, means 1 plus root tan x. So same thing again, dx integration 0 to pi by 6 to pi by 3. So 2i, these two cancels, integration of 1, what is integration of 1? X, pi by 6 to pi by 3, so 2i is pi by 3 minus pi by 6, 2i is pi by 6, I is pi by 12. Okay, so I hope you get some idea that how this king rule is so much useful. Okay, all right, so far we have seen the basic questions in which most of the time after applying the property things were getting pretty easy as such. Okay, now not all the questions are like this, you'll see certain variations also. Okay, so the easy questions I've discussed in this lecture, the slightly lengthy problems or conceptual ones I'll discuss in the next session. Okay, that's it for this session. See you in the next class. Good day, everyone.